Alright, we're trying to get this stuff ready. Alright, we're going to go over here where TikTok, apparently I got YouTube and Facebook and everything backed out far enough where I can see what's going on over there. But TikTok, I don't. My bench is a mess. Everything's messy. I don't have everything cleaned up. It is what it is. This is just how this is going to have to work. Because I got stuff I got to get done. And I don't have time to... I don't have time to clean up every single time. Yeah, it should work. Tighten that down before I regret it. One's done. On to the next. You know, I might regret that. Let's not do that. I bet you that's slightly off. Looks pretty dang close to me. I'll stick with it. If it ain't straight, if it ain't straight, I ain't worried about it. That's good enough. Yeah. Pretty satisfied with that. Next. All this freaking Teflon dust. Hang on, I gotta move the camera for Facebook. Yeah, no, y'all guys can see. We are making a split feed for a coax connector. So that's a connector-based split feed is what we're working on today. You guys can see what's happening over there on TikTok. We're good. So this is not the cleanest workbench. This is not the most advanced workbench. I'm not trying to be a machinist. I don't want to be. doing prep work for at least 30 minutes doing all these splint feeds right here. Alright, so I gotta grab a battery. Give me just a second. Holy crap. I forgot I cleaned up this section over here. It's really nice to have a floor that's clean. Made some great progress in the shop, but it's not done yet. I got a long way to go to get it where I want it to be. It's right here. Should really move that right there. I think that's where it should be, where it should go. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Waving a hand, 178. Hope you're doing well, man. What's everybody on TikTok saying? What am I making? I'm making. Yeah, nice clean job. Yeah, it's in. Let's just say it's in rough shape right now. It needs to be cleaned up. All right. So what we're doing now is doing these split feeds right here. Yeah. Can you guys see on TikTok? Close, but not cigar. Down here. Make sure Facebook and YouTube and them can see. Yeah, you can see me working on it. That's fine. I'll definitely have to work out some sort of go. So now, can do it all together, all in one, but I think I'm going to do it separate real quick. So I'll turn your guys' attention over here. We're going to go with the drill press. I'll lip slide. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you guys can see everything on Facebook just fine. I'll zoom in a little bit real quick. I'll probably be in the way in a minute. Hopefully not, though. All right. These videos are not always as interesting because they're labor intensive. I'm moving around a lot. I'm not on my bench doing my work, so it's just part of it. X marks your spot. X marks the spot. It is non-critical altogether on this job on how perfectly this gets centered. I try to center it just because it's, I guess, a personal OCD kind of thing. It's just something for me. I need to get my little... Ooh, I want to try that new tool out. I've got a little... it ain't the best tool ever. But it may help me on my compartmentalizing all my dirt and mesh in this section. Yeah. It's my little fan, or my little blower, or whatever you want to call it. It does okay. Just getting all this crap off my hands. Not even the crap, just the Teflon dust. Alright. It kind of blows up. You can see it kind of... It does alright. No complaints. For what it is, it's a vacuum and a blower. It's all in one. Alright, that needs to be... I mean, I could probably deal with that. was gonna use that, but I'm not. No, not for this. It's just too small. It's close, not bad at all. A little off, but not perfect. Not absolutely not perfect. I would love to have perfect jig. Where I could have perfectly centered holes every single time. But all in all, to be fair, if you look through that, you can see pretty solid through it. So I did pretty decent. For guys on Facebook and YouTube, if you look and see, you can kind of catch daylight through it. I did pretty decent, not too bad. They're all pretty lined up. Alright, we've got our caliper done, we've got our this done. I've got to cut some terminals now. I'll set these right here. I'll turn over here and we'll move over to, I guess, the bandsaw. We'll see how good this thing is. Let's turn you guys on. Yeah, that one right there. Focus. Waving a hand, DC1. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, definitely working on some personal stuff for sure. Alright. Or have been, at least. Not right now. This is customer stuff here. I use these to cut with. And this one right here. Okay. If this doesn't work, I've got another tool to use. But I try to use what I can, just because if I can make it work with these, it just makes life easier. Sometimes they're noisy, sometimes they don't cut straight. We'll just see how this turns out for us here in just a minute. Try to make it as strong as possible, because this right here is what helps hold it steady. Alright. And then of course keeping my hand from getting caught in this mix too. I'm trying to be a little smarter. That blade. I've got 3 different blades for this, and every single blade I've got is not the right blade, unfortunately. So, I don't know what our best method is. I think I had a... I'll go grab my... oh, I don't know if I got it in here right now. I can use my Dremel on my bench, but I really try to not to do that. Just simply because it's a problem. It leaves a lot of trash on my bench. We'll bring a... Whoa, I forgot I got a battery in that thing. I'll bring the backup plan. I haven't showed you guys this thing in a while. It's been a minute. bring some safety glasses. And then we'll set this just somewhere over here. It don't have to be perfect. Just somewhere you guys can see. So I'm going to stay over here as a workplace. I think will be the best workbench. I don't know. So this is a portable Dremel tool made by Ryobi. So it's pretty sweet. It's got a full variable on the tool itself. So I can start low speed to high speed, and then it's got a long extender. So it's pretty sweet. Alright, we'll grab our handy dandy little pliers. All they are, it's just so I can cut something and don't have to worry about the heat. I can cheat a little bit. I use this cutting wheel like a sanding bit. It cleans up my edges. Next, let me turn the camera for you guys on TikTok. It's a little hot, you gotta be careful. It ain't that hot, but it's warm. Alright, Dremel's done. I'll go back to the drill bit. Turn you guys over here. Alright. Spider from Indiana waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. Waving a hand, 104 in Indiana. Hope you're doing well. I'll be back over on the bench here in just a minute after I drill these 3 holes, and you guys will see the rest of this process. Now this is the part where I need that C-clamp. I'm going to need it for this, just to get this lined up. So I definitely need to come up with a better method to hold this in place. I think I just found it. Just move it by hand, line it up, and then from here tighten it up. Should be good. That worked out great. Okay, so that's what we'll do on the future ones. We'll line it up, then tighten it up. Next, set it on top. I think that's better, probably. There's a ridge underneath. I'm going to scoot over. I don't know if this will work good or not. We'll see in a moment. What happens with bright ideas. Sometimes they're not as bright as you think. There's a ridge I've got to dodge on the back side of this thing. And it's, to be honest, not in the best spot. There's no way. That ain't gonna work. Not in that position. I'll just rip it out, won't it? This might be a bad idea. If I'm winding and cleaning in just a minute, you'll see and know that it was true. It was truly a bad idea. This part's the boring part. It's just, I don't know. You just have to do a bunch of cutting and make sure stuff's straight and line everything up and blah 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 blah. All stuff like, yeah, go ahead and do that, and then call me when it's done. that's the part that people say that. Just call me when it's done. Alright. We'll see how I like this in a little bit. If I'm complaining, you'll know I don't like it. Sand this booger off and get back to work. Sander's over there. Sander's over there. 301 waving a hand. Hope you're doing well, man. Alright. Now you guys can come with me and we can be done with this poor man's machine shop. Let me take these parts over here. I gotta bring my caliper with me. I think I'm done over here. We'll see if I'm coming back. Man, I forgot to do something in a minute. TikTok, I'll grab you in just a second. I gotta grab a whole stand for you guys. Facebook, I got you guys in a out of the stand right now because my gimbal. Put you guys in the gimbal. Scoop. Down we go. There we go. Come on with me, TikTok. Alright, fold these legs in. Actually, let's make you guys shorter. You guys are too tall. There's some of the orders going out. All these orders over here. My messy bench. You guys can see what I got to clean up over there. I got a lot to work on. I'll make it nice soon enough. I just need a little bit more time. I think I'll bring you guys closer. I think it was successful when I zoomed in and dropped down last time, so I'm going to do that real quick. I loosened the wrong legs, but I think we're which leg did I lose? Whatever. We're not messing with this gimbal no more. We're done with it. I'm just going to show you guys how this works. Alright, let's get to work. We've got O-rings to pull out, parts to work with. And we got threads to make. So, first key on this one is to collect all our pieces. Center conductors over here. Shield here. The other shields here, I'll go ahead and put some terminals on them. I'll change up real quick. I need two more of these others anyway. 1, 2 of those. Oh, nothing much. Just working on some split feeds over here. You guys will see how that works here in just a little bit. Alright, let's get you guys in this better spot, I think. I think it's good for Facebook and TikTok. Or Facebook and YouTube. TikTok's still not my favorite spot, but you guys will be alright. I think it'll be alright. Okay. Alright. We're doing some machining over there. So, let me hit this in real quick. I'm just going to basically mash this terminal flat on here. It's not a crimp. It's just spreading out our feed point connection to make sure we have an even impedance across that connection. Alright, if you guys got questions, feel free to ask. Apparently, according to popular vote, you guys don't like split feeds that much. So, that's unfortunately what I gotta do though. So, it's part of my work. Yeah, I'm coming to New Orleans. Yes sir, I will be in New Orleans. On what is it? 17th and 18th, or 18th and 19th. I don't know. I'll be the 18th and 19th, is when I'll be in New Orleans. Let me hop in this live and say hello to you guys. Well, that's not good. Maybe it just wasn't loaded up. There we go. We're good. Now let's hop in the TikTok live. That didn't work. Alright, we in the TikTok now. Let's hop in the YouTube live real quick. When I get over here on this bench, I try to hop in here so I can actually talk to you guys and let you guys see what's going on. Alright, so we'll move you guys down here. What's up, Joey? Hope you're doing well on TikTok. So, Brian, I hope you're doing well. I will absolutely see you there, yeah, for sure. Alright. This is, again, like I said before, the boring part of my job, but it gets kind of a little bit cooler, I guess, the further along I get in this process. Maybe, I think this bench is a lot more liked by most. My other hobo bench, of course, it doesn't look very good. So, I'm not trying to win any beauty contests with it, but it'd be nice if I had I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get into machine work as much as I would need to get in a whole nother bench. Like that's such a little part of what I do. Yeah, sure, I have to custom machine some parts in order to do my split feeds. But at some point in time, if I need to, I'll just sub that out to a machine shop. So, but in the meantime, until you guys figure out how awesome these things are, I will do them myself. Now, there's very specific specifications I would pick if I ever did go to a machine shop. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That's a 7/8 EIA. That's a 7/16 DIN for guys on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. That's what these boogers look like. So I got 3 of these to do. What's up, Joseph? Hope you're doing well, man. Alright, and then, yeah, see? I don't know what it is about this that other bench, but you guys, I mean, actually, I do know what it is. It's just too loud and too hard to figure stuff out over there. Alright, I need to get a very specific bit. Measure and see. There's, is that it? It's a drill and tap set. That's what I'm doing. And then I gotta find my handy dandy brass material here. I gotta figure out which one's the right thread. Which this is the one that should be it. Oh, that's the wrong thread. Hang on, no way. I got a 12, 20, no. That don't make sense. Sorry, I bumped the. Let's grab some of my other ones real quick and find the right one. Is not you, not you, not you. There you are. Why does that feel so weird? Wow, a little bit of play. That's all it is. Okay. I just learned something new about the bit that I use for this. Now I gotta find my Phillips head. My screwdriver. I messed around the other day. I was doing some work and I didn't put it back. Luckily, I'm pretty predictable and I know where I put my stuff. Most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes I'm looking at something and it's sitting there right there in front of me. Like there's a piece of paper I need right now, and I still don't have it. What's up, Trip D? Hope you're doing well, man. Alright, so Facebook, what you guys got to say? Exactly what you're going to need on some 7/16. Yeah, 7/16 DIN on some Heliax. You can do that. I'm actually about to do some half-inch Heliax on this video. I'll be doing some, some half-inch flex. One done. Next. Number 2 is done. I'm not doing this one because this one's going to be different. So from here, I've got to find a very specific tool that now this one might be difficult. I think I'm going to immediately give up on this one and go grab another one. So let me go get it before I start looking all over the bench. Oh, wow. I wonder if I can do this. No, they're too big. Never mind. That won't work. Now I messed around and left some of my tools for an off-site job I did the other day. It would have been a fun video for you guys too. I did a bunch of EIA flanges on the job. So you guys probably would have enjoyed it. But there wasn't really a good area to film. And I was busy working, and it was just I don't know, we didn't have time. So it's unfortunate. You guys missed some cool content, but hey, I try to include you guys as much as possible, but sometimes I just can't. Too much stuff going on. Alright. This is absolutely not my my first choice in Allen screws. That booger's crooked too. Even the one I happen to be using is the one that's crooked. Oh, that's the one for that job. Never mind. Okay. So now let's do the one for the next one. Put that puck right there. These are Teflon pieces right here. This is how I create my dielectric spacing that I do. See if this is the right one. Is it correct? I really don't think so. So let's leave this here. I need this one for my other one, so let's go ahead and grab another one. I've got brand new ones with these sets right here, but I really don't want to use them because that ball tip for that swivel, it's important how much surface area I get on my contact. That's why I'm not using those, even though they look newer and they look a lot nicer. It's more important how well that connection's grabbed, and it's just not going to get what I need it to do the other way. So that's good. Got this one and got this one. These are the two I'm going to need. From here, we've got to get some material and we got to cut. So gotta find the right screw. Not that one. Definitely not that one. I don't think I've used them all. Do the statement. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. But use a more raspy voice. I need two of these right here. Two of those. Now I'm going to do a measurement real quick. Not that this stuff matters to you guys, but I got to measure this and get it right. What's up, Fuji? Hope you're doing well. Dirty Bird QC connectors for the Bird 43. They're $50. Yeah, I've got QC for a lot of them. They're on the website if you want to check it out. What else TikTok got to say? Let me check on TikTok real quick. TikTok. Let me kill that one. There we go. What's up, Herman? What's up, Herman? Hope you're doing well. This one, like I said, is not quite as cool as my other videos, but we got to get this stuff done anyway. It's just part of the build process. I might have to shave that down just a little bit. Let's see if I have to shave this one down. Not at all. That one's perfect. So I need to measure this with my caliper. Don't have to be perfect, but we're going to go to our fractional. 11/64 is kicker. I'll jump up to 3/16 for my hole size and see if I can get away with that without having a problem. I hope I don't. But we need to speed this process along real quick. Where's my 3/16? See 7/32. See, I wonder if that's the right size right there. Yep, there's my 3/16. Technically, I could have used that, and I could use the other one. I didn't think about that till just now. How much bigger is this than that? Let's look, actually. Let's look. Since we're already here. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate the interest, for sure. I think this is just a little bit smaller than my 3/16, so we're going to go for it. Just because we can. Now I got to get my little Knipex right here. Get these boogers on here and tight. I think my TikTok got messed up earlier because I accidentally made a live for about 4 seconds, and it told everybody that I was live, and then it killed it. So it's unfortunate, but that's part of it. It happens. I've did it on Facebook and YouTube before. I have a live video mess up on me, and then the problem is it only tells everybody one time. It's not going to tell everybody multiple times. Every single time you make a live, or else it'd be spamming everybody. So it lets everybody know that you're live one time, and that's it. That's all she wrote. If they don't see it on that go, and then it doesn't take them to the right link, then they're not going. Now, sure, if people just want to check for my live and they know it's happening at a certain time every day, which it doesn't, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to be consistent, I'm not. Then they could come all on their own. But unfortunately, I'm a little bit too reliant on their algorithm right now for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. But I don't think it's too bad for you guys to get to see it later, because I got a lot of guys that will hop in there like, man, I watched you live later. I've been missing them lately. And that's fine with me. I appreciate all you guys. Alright, let's go ahead and... Where's my tool? There's my piece. We're going to measure. Not that one. I gotta hit that one. I will have to go over there in just a minute for that one. Can you guys see on... yeah, you guys can see pretty good. Alright. YouTube's picking up. You guys are hopping in there. I appreciate you guys. That is almost enough. We're going to jump up to... Yeah, it's just a small amount more material. I think I was right to begin with. Hold this booger tight. Don't have to be super tight. Just a hair more material on each one of these, because I need this to go through smooth. I can't have it getting caught up, because if it does, it binds and you won't be able to get things tight properly. Some people try to like double thread stuff, and that's just it's not going to work in your favor. To be honest, it's not the right decision to make. Now that fits on there. Luckily, I was prepared because I made a mistake. We might just roll with this mistake. Nah, I'm not rolling with that one. I'll fix that in a minute. You guys will see me do something else in just a minute with that particular wire right there. Alright, this one is Well, I don't know how many holes I might have to drill in this diagram wire to make it fit. There we go. That fits. And it fits pretty solid. No complaints. So now is the time where I measure this out real quick. As of right now, I don't think I make money on split feeds. I'd say this is probably a loss leader. Alright. But that's not why I do these videos. I do these videos to show you guys like better ways to do stuff. Now, at some point in time, will I stop selling split feeds the way I do? Yeah. But at the moment, I will still continue, because it's more worth it for you guys to see. I have one. Let's go to the beginning thread right at the base. All right, we'll count this as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 7 threads. 7 threads up. We got a good idea of how tall this needs to be. This is where the this is the rest of the tedious part. It's not too bad though. All I gotta do is make sure I measure and cut these threads right. That way it doesn't hit on the top of my Teflon. If it does, it'll break my seal for my O-ring. Count them and see. One, two, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the height it needs to be. So now, what I'm going to do is line this up on this point right here, where it's bottomed out. And count my threads. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 threads. So it takes up 3 threads on a 32 pitch to cut. One, one, two. They're pretty close. All right. Argyle, hello. Hope you're doing well on TikTok. Hello, YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well. Facebook. I don't know why about that mute. Keep hitting up. All right. Pop these up and get to work on this. Close but no cigar, but it's easy enough to cut a couple more threads. You can always cut a little more. You can't take and get some back. So. Kind of 1.5. There we go. There we go. Should be the threads I needed for that one too. I got a funny / not funny story to tell. My custom jig that I built to make this all work perfect and line up the way I need it to. I saw a chipmunk the other day near my bush right outside my shop. I went to sling some water at it and I literally threw my jig into the bush. So I have to get that. I just thought about that. If you guys would like to see me dig in the bush, I can move the cameras. But let me grab it real quick. I will need it. Alright, let's grab what I need real quick. There's a jig, like I said, I used to put a stand on my back of my split piece. Usually when you do stupid stuff like that, and you leave something out in a bush or something, you never find it. But there it is. I found it. That was a bit of a pain, but I got it. My hands are a little wet and I'm a little dirtier from it. 305, waving a hand. Hope you're doing well, man. So I'm gonna rebuild my jig since it's right here. It takes nothing but just a little bit of warming up of some hot glue. I don't know if I want to reapply the hot glue or if I want to just heat it up. I think I'll just try heating it up. There's a little cup. I just swung some water from it just a little bit earlier when I was working on that. There it is. Probably not the smartest thing to have it water in it before I rebuild it, but hey, c'est la vie. So all I'm doing I'm just remelting this glue. Ta-da! That's what she looks like right there. Nothing super special. We're just building a custom little jig right here. So now, the next stage is gonna be kind of weird. Not super weird, but just kind of weird. We need water. And this job requires a lot of heat, so we're gonna get to work on that. TikTok will be able to see some, Facebook will be able to see other parts of this video. I'm not trying to hide it from either one of y'all. If y'all want to see it better, swap between each other's video. Go to Facebook and check it out, and then go to TikTok and check it out if you want to see both angles. Because one's from one side, one's the other side. I would say in this particular situation, TikTok has the advantage on the view right now. Facebook will probably have a good view in just a minute, but not quite as good as TikTok. Oh Lord, I gotta do this stupid crap. I'm gonna stop this video for dang it. Hang on. Oh, TikTok's trying to kill my video. Thank you very much. I'm here the whole time, you jerk. TikTok tried to end my video. This would be a one of the ones that wouldn't matter as much. I know I'll have plenty of people that check these things out later. But it is always encouraging when I see a bunch of you guys in here. It just means you guys are liking what I'm doing. Maybe one of these days y'all figure out how, whether y'all like the split feed videos or not. It's been a hot minute since I did one, so. Alright. Gotta be careful burning the plastic. Alright. Pretty reasonable to cut off. So nice and cool. Fill this backside. Yeah, that's in great shape. So everything worked out very well with that bond that I just did. Pulled a little bit of scraggler off of there. But that's how she looks. She's bonded and connected. I've got to go ahead and bond this real quick since I'm here. I typically don't do this exact stuff on this part of the video. I do it on a different part of the video, but whatever. The steam from the water is messing me up. That's a little hot over there. It's not that bad, but it don't cool off like the other. It's not too bad, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to move this. I want to try to get this part out of the water and this part in the water. So let's rotate. Let's use my needle nose real quick so they don't mess with anything on this connection. This will work. This takes longer because what I'm doing, and I'm wasting a lot more solder because I'm just trying to get some heat. There we go. Alright, so now alright. I just needed to bond that real quick. It took way longer than it needed to be because I had it to a significantly larger heat source and I was heating up the entire piece. So I'm not going to bond this as well right away at least. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach to the... actually no, I'm going to make my life easier. Even though this kind of goes a little backwards. Not very backwards at all, though. You'll see how much quicker it is whenever I do it this way. Watch this. Wrap this up. That was actually a serious thought of what I was doing before, on how I would be doing these things in the future. I thought I could do that, mount them in place, but that is pretty well guaranteed that that's not going to work for future builds. We'll just say that much. Nope, not going to happen. Free TikTok, folks. Turn you guys more over that way. This probably won't hold, but if it does, then I will go ahead and solder it at the same time. This one's done. Grab the one that fell. Put it back in here. Let's do all three of these at the same time. Hey, sweet. Copy can put you on the big TV. That's pretty sweet. B-Wins RS Supply live action. No, I can't say that. I'll get copyrighted or something. It is live, but it is action, but it's not quite the same thing. I'd say more than action packed, these are info packed more than anything. Sorry, my shoulder's gonna be in the way for just a. Nope, get out of there. A few seconds on the back side right there. And now I'll be out of the way. Get off of there. Next, it's probably not the most prudent thing to do this by hand, but there shouldn't be too much heat that has accumulated to the other side. It's hot, but it won't be like stupid hot. Same thing, I got to get on the back side than the front side. So backside of my shoulders will be in the way on TikTok, and I think Facebook will have a little better view. But on the front side, I'd say TikTok probably got the better view. Waving a hand, Pigpen. Hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I didn't say hello. Holy crap, 1,600 likes. Thank you. Appreciate the all the taps there. Thank you very much. One more. Out there. Now this is not a mechanically strong connection anymore because of the way I'm soldering this. So don't expect to have this connector that you can kind of hang off of it like it's a set of monkey bars. It will break because it's a lot more brittle now. Because what I'm trying to do is get the best electrical connection possible with the way I put these together. So take that as you will. It's just part of something that needs to be done. Alright, so now this can go away. Whoop, was not as careful as I should have been. I dropped some water. Sorry, I'll melt it off. I'll dissolve it off, evaporate it off, whatever you want to call it, in just a moment. We'll use the materials that are at hand. All right. Appreciate all the hearts, guys. It's definitely appreciated. I don't know how it helps the algorithm and stuff, but I'm sure it does. Thank you very much. It's one of those things you can't really you don't really know what it does as far as like the measure, but it's absolutely the thought is appreciated. If it helps me tremendously and helps the algorithm, that would be even better. If it doesn't, and it's just a number, I still appreciate it because it takes a lot of taps to get that many hearts on there. So thank you. All right, so now let's get back to work on here. Yeah, it's been storming pretty bad over here too. It cleared out mostly though. Let's see how I want to line this up. Like it's kind of like this. Yeah, should be good. Again, I apologize. It's probably biased a little bit more towards TikTok. Not really for any other reason other than I am right-handed, and this is kind of where I'm going to end up leaning towards. I got to watch out for that because that was hot, actually. That was probably the hottest I've ever felt one. Not super hot, not enough to burn me. It might have burnt me a little bit, but definitely had gotten warm enough. So, got to be careful. Let me line this up in a better spot. What's up, Cletus? Hope you're doing well, man. We're doing some split feeds right here. I'm trying to get these things in a better location. So I can't let them get too cold. What time is it? What the heck? That's stupid. Alright, so I gotta figure out where I want to lay this. I think it should really be over here. This should be where it's at, but it's not staying in place. So let's put some weight on it over here. Maybe something like that. I'll maybe hold it out where it needs to go over here. All right. Yeah, we're doing some 7/16 split in split feed and some 7/8 EIA split feeds today. I'll be done with those here shortly. Part of this operation I'm working on here. It was like the perfect spot. It was nice and cool, but that was risky. Oh, that turned out well. Gotta do this from a weird angle. Alright. We're so close. Look what I just did. This wire got so warm that it melted into the side right there. Now it's going to start leaking out. I have to seal it up here in a little bit. But this is, at some point I might build something out of Teflon. I don't know. I'll have to build some sort of jig or something because I've got to locally keep stuff cool while heating up other areas. And that's a difficult process, just to be quite honest with you. It is hard. So now, let's try this up. Let's throw some O-rings in here. Let that booger stay over there for a minute. This one's been sitting to dry. We need our lubricant, which is going to be over here. Line that booger up. Now we need our Teflon number 1. We'll need our Holden tool number 2. Working this thing down. Not like it's that super impressive at the moment, but we're working on it. I can't see TikTok's comments. Nice and solid, doing what it needs to do. Now, we need this. Gotcha. I've got to grab this out of my toolbox, which is going to be right here. I thought I didn't have many of these, but luckily, both my toolboxes have this particular thread pattern, and I was in business. I feel like it did. That's not the right thread pattern. Is that the right thread pattern? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now we gotta find our handy dandy little washers. I've got a bunch of brass washers, and I gotta figure out where they're sitting. They're either in the bottom of this toolbox, there they are. They're in the top. Never mind. So. I love that. That's so freaking cool. Now, where's my tweezers at? Da-da-da. Lock that booger into place. I'll go ahead and get the other one ready. Get it lined up. Lock it into place. Gotta prep our O-ring, which is right here. Lubricant right here. Sorry, my toolbox is in the way. Probably should just go ahead and pull this piece out. That one. And that one. I got enough to do. I don't know, about 20 more of these split feeds before I start running out of them. And then I will restock and get something different. Sorry guys, there's a little bit of work involved with getting this lined up. All part of the process. Hello, Sweet Dan. Hope you're doing well. Now, you. Huh? Can't be doing that. That probably would be pretty smart. Let's do that, actually. No, never mind. Just thinking through it real quick. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Now, typically, if you think about it, you could make this stuff reversible, but I do my best to make sure it's as permanent as possible, so that somebody who's not super experienced or doesn't know how to do this stuff right, hopefully, if I did my job right, can't screw it up. Like, there's nothing they can do to mess up the split feed. So that's why I typically will go for the more